Marriage, self-knowledge, and class and gender oppression are the central themes that underscore the plot and interactions in Jane Austen's Emma. Marriage is a linchpin of civilized society. The choice of a marriage partner is dictated by class, beauty, wealth, and affection, but it's hard to make right choices given the severity of social constraints and community obligations from the time period. The novel follows three couples who enter the marriage ordeal and emerge victorious. One critic actually remarked that Emma is really about marriage as an ordeal. Emma must go through some trials before she realizes that Mr. Knightley is essential to her happiness. Harriet wins the marriage lottery early on when Mr. Martin proposes to her, but almost loses the prize because of her friend's meddling. Jane Fairfax and Frank Churchill are in love, but they lack the courage and independent means to flout convention. It's all about marriage. Self-knowledge is a theme around every corner in the novel. When people face up to their character flaws, they mature in their understanding of themselves and others, and thus have a greater chance at happiness. Emma is a conceited young woman who overestimates her powers of observation and discernment, and she takes it upon herself to find a match for her friend Harriet, who will raise her social standing. Emma claims she will never marry, but in fact, she loves Mr. George Knightley. When Harriet claims she is in love with Mr. Knightley, Emma realizes how much she loves him. Through her self-knowledge, love helps her grow. Another way in which Emma grows in self-knowledge is through the instruction of Mr. Knightley, who points out her follies and flaws. Through many situational matchmaking and social cue missing foibles, Emma learns that her perceptions about other people are sometimes far off the mark. By the end of the story, Emma is willing to own her limitations and ready to follow the dictates of her heart. Class and gender oppression is a powerful theme in Emma, where a woman's livelihood and ability to make choices are constrained by their obligations to marry well. The women of the Regency period in England, in which the novel takes place, had few legal rights and were essentially treated as children. Their own children did not legally belong to them. They couldn't inherit property, and any money possessed by their families would pass to their husbands upon marriage. Job opportunities for middle-class women were limited, and if a woman did not have any money, which essentially served as a dowry, she could not expect to marry well. If she was lucky, and especially if she was considered physically attractive, another problematic topic in and of itself, she might be able to marry someone in her class, or even above her class. Love was often the last consideration in marriage. But by Jane Austen's time, ideas about love and marriage were changing, and the marriageable women in Emma expect to, and do achieve, matches that are based on affection. In context, the novel was extremely progressive.